Right, let's get let's get set up. Last minute live. Don't expect anybody to come on, but we will we'll do it anyway because I think it's going to be a good game. This I think it's going to be quite a. I'm expecting a free flowing game. I don't know whether I'll get one. Um, but yeah, I'm expecting a fairly free flowing game. I'm expecting a game that we can sort of pretty much all enjoy. Much. Oh, no, I need to charge that at half time. I get some figures from there. So we are on with the Sheffield Wednesday versus Plymouth. According to Sky, at Sheffield Wednesday playing 4-2-3-1, which is yeah. I mean that's akin. I mean playing Jamal Lowe up front on his own. Okay, but you got Windass behind. I don't know. It's sort of like is he? Are you playing Windass in a 10? Maybe, but I mean, you'd usually be playing Windass and Low together-ish, I would have thought. In goal, we have Beatles. Yay, Beatles back. Valerie at the back with Iorfa, Bernard, and Lowe. So that's a pretty good defence. Across the midfield, we have Gassama, Ingleson. He's got Windass there. I think I'd probably swap it with Bannon. Bannon's probably in that 10 position. Musaba, and then Low up front. I think it's more Windass and Low up front, and then Bannon snuck in behind. I should think just trying to get Barry Bannon up there to be a bit of a supply. And then we have Plymouth with Hazard at the back. We have Palson, Gibson, Galloway, and Ogabita. So, not bad. I don't know. Not quite sure it's that. Sort of format. I'm just looking through some of the. Oh, we do indeed. We do indeed. That's good. So, and then across the midfield, Bunda, Forshaw, Whitaker, Gayabi, and Sissoko with Mohammed Tajani up front. Now that's going to be interesting. I actually prefer the Sheffield Wednesday side. I am a Rotherham fan, as you can see, so I shouldn't be touting for Sheffield Wednesday, should I? But of those two sides, you have to believe that I mean Bannon, Windass, Jamal Lowe. I just have to think that, and I offer and Bernard at the back, Max Lowe at the back as well. I'm picking out individual performances that could come from that Wednesday team, and I'm thinking there's a damn good chance here that you can get some pretty good. Choose the television link. Hopefully, I get enough internet here to leave it to just settle down, and we'll get the live at some point. Should be in there. You've got a couple of minutes for it to just settle down. But yeah, the Plymouth side is pretty much probably as we expected it after the close season. However, not completely convinced where they're going to get the goals from. Not at all. If you, I mean, where do you think the goals are going to come from? Is I can't see it in this side. I really can't. So remember, you've got to be able to get the. You've not only got to be able to get the goals, you've got to be able to get the supply to give them the goals. So there's no use just talking about, oh yeah, we've got a 20 goal striker in X, Y, Z. You've got to have a 20-goal striker in XYZ, and then you've also got to have a 20-goal supply from someone else. So I'm a little bit puzzled as to where they're going to get the combination of those two from. At the minute, I'm sort of thinking Morgan Whittaker, Gayabi, Morgan Whittaker, perhaps. Not convinced with Bundu, but I'm sure there's reasons as they queue up in the tunnel to come out. So they're queuing up in the tunnel to come out. And Tajani, I'm not convinced with Tajani either. I really am not convinced. I'm not convinced with a lot of the Plymouth side. But there again, I wasn't that convinced with them last year. And look, they did absolutely stunningly in the first half of the season. Will this side be able to beat the Sheffield Wednesday at home? It's going to be interesting. And I wanted my bloody television just to come in. It's having a bit of an issue at the minute. We've got a couple of minutes. I'm going to quickly reboot that. And as I reboot that, I'll quickly move out of there and we'll go into here. We will be able to go for radio instead for a minute. So for a second, we're going to, as they come out of the tunnel with the looks of it, I just got a caught sight of them in the tunnel. Let me put that on there. And we go for the Sheffield Wednesday Plymouth. You should just about be able to hear that. That's the radio side of it. Come on, we can do this. I want some people to. You keep coming in. Lots of people keep coming in and disappearing. We're gonna. The idea is, I've got the television over there. I've got the radio there. You should be able to hear the radio. We're just going to keep an eye on both because obviously the television will be about 20-30 seconds behind usually. But we'll see. I'm just having a little bit of an issue with the. That's a better internet connection there. Come on, we'll have a nice time here. We just need, one or two people to be chatting away, and that's what this is about. My channel is about people chatting, enjoying yourself. This is what Watchalongs is for me. It's about having a chat, just having a nice time. Forget the fact that your team, my team, lost last night, and we'll have a good.
Hello, very well. Welcome along to an off-tube studio commentary of the game between Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth Course Championship action. Looks like a beautiful day.
So here we go, guys.
As they did a off-tube studio commentary and
Con Hazard there on
season for me. First game back
on Sky Sports.
Nice to have a break. Brilliant to be back to it as well. I'm Jack Oakley, joined by
first appearance since the 1-0 defeat at Sheffield Wednesday in March. Oh wow! Well, that's an interesting fact, isn't it? So Conor Hazard's last appearance was against Sheffield Wednesday at Sheffield Wednesday in March. Now we have. Sheffield Wednesday are now playing and they're off with Gassama and they push it back to Max Lowe at the back. Max Lowe trying to run forward down the left. He pushes it, runs forward. He's actually keeping the ball quite well and he's running with the ball. Obviously Max Lowe, decent player, and he certainly should be able to do something like that.
Off the table, weren't they, when he took over as an early foul in the middle of the park, and Sheffield Wednesday getting on with it quickly. Windass drifting out wide left, tries to go past Lewis Gibson, gets the cross in, it's halfway, then Morgan Whittaker plays against himself. More than anything, Barry Bannon then picks up the pieces, left edge of the box into the feet of
Gusama on the edge of the box for Sheffield Wednesday. Can he pull that back? Can he?
I thought he went down a bit easy there, Tom. I have to say, and our referee Lewis Smith not interested at all. I'll run you through the sides.
Wednesday player there disappearing off onto the floor as if he's going to try and get a penalty in the first couple of minutes. Fortunately, the ref decides that's absolutely poppycock and waves it on. It's a sunny afternoon in Hillsborough, the looks of it. The Greens of Plymouth playing from the left to the right, and the Blue and White Sheffield Wednesday playing from the right to the left. At the minute, we have Tijani. And he loses it to Ingleson, Sheffield Wednesday. Ingleson now trying to come forward. Ingleson passes it back to Bernard. Bernard just outside the centre circle, pass it to Beadle. Beadle now with the ball in his own area, and he's going to take his time. Rolls it to Iorfa. That's where the back line's going to go. He's going to run it himself to the right-hand side, and he's trying to get past that midfield. But Tajani takes it from him. And Tajani's doing quite well tackling-wise, but he seems to give the ball away a little bit too much, and we've only been going 3 minutes. Where's Tajani going to go? He really should be pulling that one back, but he doesn't. He tries to fight his way through Iorfa and goes out for a Wednesday throw-in. But that to Plymouth, and Plymouth end up somehow back in their corner. Welly to Bannon. Bannon, a ping pong ball between Bannon and one of the Plymouth players there. Comes back to the Plymouth player, back to Bannon, back to the Plymouth player, back to Bannon. Bannon then passes it to the other side, to the left-hand side to Masaba. He clears it, long ball. And Windass has a shot, but it's pretty well weak and goes away for Pallison. And he wellied it out for some strange reason, and it's a Wednesday corner. So Wednesday now a corner from their right-hand side.
Opportunities, one touch out your feet and have a go. There was nobody thinking, right, I'll take my time, I'll look for options. Nearly
It's good job I've got 2 options here, isn't it?
As we've got the corner signal from Barry Bannon, he's got his arms above his head to tell us where he's putting this. The Wednesday
Bannon putting it in. Then let's see where he puts it.
Doesn't it? Yorfa's in there.
Well, the radio's not far behind. Come on. He put it short to Iorfa and kicks it in, but Galway's grabbed it in the box and just tries tapping it back out again. And Plymouth can build now from the back. But Valerie grabs it in the middle and pushes it to the right for Ingleson. Ingleson now trying to beat the defence. He's trying to we just couldn't get past Ogbita there, and Ogbita grabs the ball right on the edge of the penalty area, and Ogbita will try and he's kicked it. He's moved out, just took it out of the over the line for a Wednesday corner again. Wednesday are at the minute pressing like mad and crosses it in. Gibson's the first person to get it there. Not going to be a Wednesday goal from that as he heads it to Forshaw. Forshaw then can on the Plymouth left. Who's Forshaw going to give it to? He's going to try and play it himself here. Forshaw trying to play it on the back. Now we're just trying to slow it down now. Looks Plymouth trying to push it around the back 4. Plymouth. There was no need for that. Iorfa must have just pushed him, and he's taken the ball. Gibson had the ball taken from him right in the middle of the box, and somehow Gibson managed to get it back again and clear it away. Really could do with this one being back on.
the opposition somebody to hit, really, if we were talking about rugby, didn't he? Made sure he got the contact.
But yeah, we're still going in midfield again.
For that contact, he got it. He's key to their chances this season of staying up. If they sell him, it's a bit late in the window to then go and get maybe the two
Plymouth now trying to get it through into midfield. They're not really making much headway now. Everywhere they're going, they're coming across a wall of blue. They've ended up back in the midfield, back in defence with Hazard, and then they pushed it forward. But Ingolson grabs it from them on the left as soon as they go in their half. A probing pass, but Hazard grabs it on the Wednesday far left. So Plymouth's right-hand corner, and he clinks it across to Galway, and then Ogbita on the opposite side. So they try and sort of get away from that corner and move it up the opposite side. Free kick there to Sheffield Wednesday in the Plymouth half, and it's a pretty much it's a pretty good position. This
attacking football from the off while coaching a team that had been built to play defensive football under John.
Ingolson is short, plays it short to Ingolson, back to Iorfa, and they wanted to build this up, which is quite strange. But yeah, Iorfa's passed it back to Beadle. And it's gone from the free kick all the way back to the bloody goalkeeper. Valerie now, they're playing that Valerie, and he does a quick cross. It's getting to that just past halfway line, and they're probing it in to the. I'd probably agree. They're overhitting it from the midfield. They're trying to cross it in, and it's going sort of just overhitting it to the opposite corner, which I'm not totally sure about, but try and get some more power into that. Perhaps that'll work.
Tracks down the right, but the dugout more than anything. It's taken 55. Maxlow was half foul, but got the ball away to Masaba, slides it in between. It's a ball in between the channels, isn't it? Galloway comes across, clears it. Jamal Lowe.
Galloway, Pallison now at the back right. Pallison pushes it out for a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in. Sheffield Wednesday throw-in on their left side near the corner flag. They can just about get this into the box. He does, and Gibson's doing a good work back there, and he gives it to Bundu. 2 touches to Bundu, back to Gibson, pushes it forward, but that's an easy gather by Beadle.
Away there, then it breaks Gibson. That's an interesting ball.
It was a sort of solid ball down the middle by Gibson, but I don't know where he was expecting to get, who he was going to get to the ball, as Bannon receives the ball from the back. Back to Beadle, back to Valerie. We're sort of just Iorfa, just tapping it between the defence now. The defence are moving up. The defence are moving. I'd say the back line of the Sheffield Wednesday is now probably a third up that pitch. And Valerie's just tapping it between himself and Iorfa. And we're sort of...
we're getting one more warning at the very best. The foul on that far side, I think it was against... no, it's not against the man in question. It was against Gassama, who did really well. Nice little cry on Jack. He did really well the first time.
Yeah, Gassama giving away a foul there. So we're wait for the free kick. Windass now. Windass crosses it in, and Galway there. Nice and easy. Taps it to Hazard. Connor Hazard now. What's he going to do? He's going to kick it out, and it goes out for. It's actually it's a corner. Oh God, not a corner. It's a throw in by the corner. Drops it quick to Gassama right in front of him, and kicks it back to Lowe. Lowe now with the ball. He kicks it sideways to Windass. We're just messing around at the minute. And Ingolson has a shot on goal, and it's parried away, and it's parried away for a Sheffield Wednesday corner. That could have been the first goal there. Good save on target as well. Sheffield Wednesday now from their right-hand side. They have a right-hand side corner.
He's done well to discard it by the goalkeeper, but it's the wrong angle. The defender had got it covered, but yeah, it's more of a toe poke at the last second. He's trying to squeeze it home, but Windass for the last set piece was good.
Cross it in. Hazard gets that one straight away. So that's. I'd say these corners are just not the standard of a championship side at the minute.
Did he get the punch? He did.
The corners from that side at the minute not very good. And gets another corner from it though, which pressurized him. And Bernard has a shot, and that was another close one, but it whisks to the side of the post. Overhead kick, and it whisks away past the far post, and they can build now right from inside the box. Plymouth, Galway pushes it into the centre circle for Tijani, and again that guy Iorfa, he's playing high up and he's right in the centre circle, and he grabs the ball from him like a chocolate from a baby. Max Lowe now. Iorfa to Max Lowe. Max Lowe back to Beard. Beard now. Beard. Beadle's about just outside the box, and he passes it to right to Iorfa. Iorfa now. Back to Beadle. Beadle to Iorfa. Pushes it forward to Gassama. Gassama on the right wing. Bannon now playing a little bit further back than I thought he would do. He's in there. Oh, he pushes it forward to Masaba, and Masaba's right in the niche of the corner on the left-hand side. And Masaba now needs to try. Oh, he just managed to welly it off one of the Plymouth players, and it's another corner, and he drops it quickly to Masaba. So it's a quickly taken corner from their left. Masaba now pass it to Max Lowe. They're doing a lot of little tapping and toe tapping around that corner. They do corners, and they're doing really short ones and just tapping it gently between themselves in the corner. But I want to see something come from it, because it goes back to Bannon. Bannon's walked it probably a quarter of the length of the pitch, and he's in his own half, and he gives it to Ingleson on their side of the centre circle. Iorfa, Gassama. He misses it, and it goes out for a Plymouth throw. So they didn't get anything from it. They kept the possession Wednesday, but they didn't get anything. There's no real shot coming from any of their corners so far, and they've had enough of them. How many have they had so far? They've had 4 corners so far to Plymouth's 0. And actually, they've done 0 with it. 3 of them, they've dropped the ball short, and then just sort of tapped it between 2 or 3 players in a triangle. It frustrates the hell out of the Plymouth player that's standing there trying to grab the ball, as Ogbita grabs the ball from the Wednesday midfield. And then they pass it back towards their own half. Yeah, I've seen this idea from managers, and it seems to be.
It has, hasn't he? He's found what to do.
I think Plymouth at the minute are just trying not to let a goal in, and to be honest, they're letting a lot of corners in, but Wednesday aren't making anything of the corners. They really are absolutely atrocious at these corners. Every single corner has been dealt with absolutely superbly by Plymouth, and it's been just a case of picking it out there like a sugar from a baby. But most of the time, Wednesday are doing short corners, and then it's going back into defence and back to the goalie. And I just don't see what they're gaining from it apart from possession. A lot of people, the managers are saying, don't cross the ball into the box from a corner, because you're 90% of the time going to lose possession and not get a goal. So I can see why Wednesday are doing it, but it's not working for them. They're not anywhere near. And now we've got a Plymouth corner. So let's see what Plymouth do differently. I'll just try and get my second one working again, because it's not. My second view. Oh, when Ingleson's grabbed that one, pushes it out to Gassama, and Gassama then is running out the box quickly to try and keep possession. But that was a better corner from Plymouth there, as Plymouth grab it in midfield, push it back, and now Plymouth are going to do their usual, trying to just keep the ball, but they lose it to Bannon in midfield. But Gibson's having a brilliant game. I'd say the one person at the minute, there's two people at the minute that's having a really good game, and it's the right wing of both sides. Gibson for Plymouth is doing a great job on that right. He's really got. He's got great composure, and he seems to be able to tackle. He's got a great tackling ability. Galway there, he passes it to Galway and back to Hazard, but Galway's also been, as Bannon's passing going straight through. Is Bannon going to get past Galway, or is Galway going to tackle him? He's just going to try and block him off, and he's not. He's actually ended up passing it back to Giabi. So and Giabi goalkeeper. We've got the. It's back at Sheffield Wednesday. I'll have a look at something at the minute. Yeah, that was what we had there was rather strange. The Wednesday player played it back, and Giabi had a sudden chance to grab the ball, and he just sort of missed it and went back to the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper. But it was reminiscent to the Rotherham goal against Cardiff last year, being 5-2. He could have just chased that a bit more and put his foot out, and he probably could have got a goal there. So Plymouth probably the closest, I would say, to getting a goal. Didn't quite have the nous, I think, to just stick his foot out and get something from it.
Valerie on an inside run, well played by Galloway coming across. That was a bit too easy.
So Galloway's probably, Galloway's the other, my second favourite of today. He's not tackling so good, but he's.
Fifth corner of the game for Sheffield Wednesday, almost into the 20th minute. It remains goalless. You can just join us in the penalty studio.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it just perfect? I mean, I can see it's sun shining in at Hillsborough, and it's. I don't know if I'd want to be playing 90 minutes of football in it. At the minute, it's going to be what tends to happen at Hillsborough is that as the sun goes down, one goalkeeper will get blinded and the other one's laughing at him from the other end.
An angled one hasn't come up. Give it.
And at 4 o'clock, that could very well happen. So I'm not sure which. I'm not sure which way east-west is at the minute. But one of the goalkeepers usually in the second half gets blinded. And does it make a difference? Yeah, it can make a difference. I remember several years ago, Rotherham beat them, and they blamed the sun on it. They blamed the fact that Rotherham scored. It was the sun. And I'm thinking, yeah, sure it was. Don't usually beat them. So what we got in a minute? We've got Sissoko for Plymouth, and he's pushing it down the middle. Just a few little taps, and as you can imagine, Plymouth are trying to slow this one down. So Plymouth are tapping it around in the. So they're getting a little bit more adventurous. They now pulled it forward a little bit towards the halfway line. Oh, and Forshaw gets clattered into. So Forshaw now is a little bit. You see, they were frustrating Wednesday too much there, and then Forshaw, they thought, oh, sod this, I'm just going to take him out, whack, and took him out. No yellow card, but it was just sheer frustration, and there's no need for it. I don't know whether you saw Norwich yesterday, but there was some times where there was one Norwich player. He nearly broke the neck of the. It was Oxford, wasn't it? It nearly broke the neck of the Oxford player. and it was play on. And I'm thinking, he's nearly broke his bloody neck. And they were just vicious. Norwich were vicious yesterday, and I couldn't believe that they didn't have a red card. I really couldn't. And then after all the several really nasty tackles from Norwich, I mean, Oxford made two rather sceptical challenges and got 2 yellow cards. And it's like, what? You're real? I know they've got a hard job and they've made it harder with these latest rules, but there's no need for nearly breaking somebody's neck with your arse. And that's what he did. He jumped so high and went back into him. And the guy's head just went, and he's thinking, shit, that's bloody dangerous, you know. And yet Norwich got nothing for all the dangerous tackles. And there was a certain player on there that should have got a red card. Absolutely. At the minute, the referee here is showing a little bit of restraint. I say, that Wednesday tackle there in the middle of the Plymouth half, it gave a free kick, but that should have been a yellow card. You can't get frustrated and take it out on the person with the ball. But at the minute, Plymouth are doing a good job of frustrating the hell out of Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday are on top. Sheffield Wednesday, I believe, 70% possession to Sheffield Wednesday, but even though it is 70%, you wouldn't believe it by the play, because when Plymouth get it, they're quite stable, and you don't feel that they're in danger of losing it. I mean, Bundu there again. Bundu's doing a great job. He grabs it from Forshaw. Bannon. He grabs it from the Wednesday player and just walks away with it, and it keeps doing it on that right-hand side. Again, hot weather. Again, last game of football of the weekend. Who can ask for more? I'm hoping for a bit of a nice ding-dong battle here. I'm hoping for a few decent little challenges that are nothing like the game that we watched yesterday with Oxford. And I'm hoping that Plymouth had a cynical chance there, but it's Sheffield Wednesday goal kick. Beadle to Bernard, right, and then back to the left. Try with the left now. Go back to Beadle. Sissoko intercepts that on the Plymouth left, and what can he do? He gives it to Tijani, and I've not found Tijani too great, and he passed it to Ogbeta, back to Galloway. I think the worst player on the pitch at the minute is Tijani. Just seems to be losing it far too easily on that Wednesday on that Plymouth left. Ogbeta there, and then insisted on coming up that left-hand side. So Plymouth are insisting on coming up that left-hand side, tapping it away in midfield at the minute. They're doing the typical Championship thing where they try and just probe one side, probe the other side. Ogbeta's trying to keep the ball. We'll see what happens, but
after all of this pressure, a lot of running around, they have a free kick on the edge of the Wednesday box. Yeah, an opportunity to float the ball in towards Gibson and Tijani. Galloway's not going up for
Tijani again, not quite having he goes for the ball, but just doesn't get the ball, and Sheffield Wednesday can. No, perhaps not. Outside the box, Forshaw had a shot outside the box. They just went scootling past the both posts. Beadle just watched it go past. He goes, "Oh, well, that's not going anywhere." Beadle out to Masaba.
You mentioned no back post runners. That's an untidy one all around.
Whittaker grabs that one, then Maxlow grabs it back for him. Masaba. See, Bundu again grabs it. Now, I bet you Bundu does something with it. I quite like Bundu. I think he's playing a pretty good game. at the minute, Whittaker. At the minute, I would say Bundu is my my man of the match. He's actually playing quite well. He's just playing with a set of players that don't seem to be playing as good as him. Iorfa's quite good. He's got the ball now for Wednesday and pushes it down the right-hand side to Ingleson, runs with it down the side to the near the box, and Ingleson now, nicely taken off by Galloway, who passes it back to Gibson. The amazing thing is Gibson to Sissoko. Gibson seems to be everywhere. I mean, he's in the middle there, in the box on the goal line, trying to clear it off, make sure it's okay. Palsom for Plymouth, and he can wait there. And he eventually, but Wednesday grab it, and it gets tapped out for a corner. So Wednesday now have another corner. Will they do anything with this from their right-hand side? So Wednesday's right. They tend to pop these in. The ones from the left, they tend to drop short. So let's see if they pop this one in or drop it short. I would guess they're going to drop it in, and they are. Galloway easily gets out at the far post, and and Plymouth will just tap it and out, and then you have another corner. Goes to Ingleson. Ingleson has a shot, but it's off target. Try to play that one nice and quickly. Just pushed out there for a goal kick to Plymouth. So we're on 28 minutes and 29 seconds, and so far it's been a pretty interesting performance from the pair of them. You dare do that? As Gassama now comes back in on the right-hand side for Sheffield Wednesday. Don't turn my radio off. Connor Hazard there. Pushes it out, kicks it back out in an attempt to clear it, but Ingleson sort of does a couple of jigs around the midfielder there and passes it to Windass. Windass gives it to Lowe. Lowe has a shot, and it's just off target. But apparently it was just tapped by a midfielder. One of their midfielders online, and it's a Sheffield Wednesday corner. He says it was smashed out behind for a corner, but I from my angle, it just looked like it was sort of like deflected. Wednesday offside there. They actually had a throw in, and it came back, and then they tried doing it, tapping it through the middle, and Sheffield Wednesday caught offside.
Windass offside and Jamal Lowe was offside as well. It's kind of stood on his own in the 6
Windass and Jamal Lowe offside. How can you have Jamal Lowe offside, for God's sake? Why is Jamal Lowe from defence? Yeah. Why is Jamal Lowe and the defender offside? Beta loses it this time to Bannon. Now, Bannon's got to do something because he's not been great. Bannon gives it to Windass, taps it through to Windass. Windass on the end, and Bannon has a back to 1-2 with Bannon from Windass, and it's off target. But you can see Bannon and Windass have been around for a while together, and you can see where the combination is coming from, and you can see why he would. Let's do a 1-2 with the one player that I'm really comfortable with, and I know what he's going to do. Windass. So Bannon, Windass, Bannon shot, and that's it. They had a goal kick there, and Bannon managed to get it, but he fluffs it, and it gives it back to Plymouth. And then Musaba grabs it from the Plymouth player. Gibson intercepts once again. Gibson is having a game of his life there on the right hand side. Finally gets to Giabi. Giabi now tries to pass it through the middle, but Iorfa intercepts it, and Iorfa. Down to Gassama. Gassama is almost in the clear if he can cross the ball, but he's not going to do it. No, he overhits it instead, and he should have if he'd have got that one on at a perfect weighting, that would have been really good. But it's now with Connor Hazard for Plymouth to try and build. Gibson Tajani, that's probably one player I wouldn't give it to. He's not playing that great for me today. And there we are. He gives it to Bernard. What did I say? Tries passing it through, but a Plymouth defender managed to stick out a leg, but it trickles to Gassama, and Gassama can try and run down the right hand side of the just overshot there again. Why we're having a lot of over crosses and over shots, and it's just frustratingly annoying from the Wednesday forwards or from the wide midfielders. They just seem to be constantly crossing the ball at a perfect time, and the timing is brilliant. The last one, the odds disappeared on Bet365 because it was basically this is going to go in the net, and he just overshot it, overpassed it, and it just went harmlessly out for a Plymouth goal kick. Sissoko now, but Ingleson, good defending there, and takes it from him.
Behind him in the end by a midfielder, which was Bundy.
Ingleson now, and will be happy to start playing it back, and we'll go back through the defenders. Iorfa and Beadle seem to be the two that are passing it back mostly. So like Iorfa, Beadle, Bannon is now in with it. Iorfa, Beadle, Bannon. Back to Beadle, back to Iorfa. Hey, come on, guys. We could do a bit more than triangulate it in the box. Valerie's in there now. Beadle, Iorfa runs it slightly. Run a slight bit forward there. Valerie, we're getting towards the halfway line now, guys. But Gassama, nice probing push there to Valerie. But Valerie gives it right to Bannon. Bannon forward threads it to Ingleson. Can he cross? Can he cross it? No, he can't. He's got people in the way. Oh, it's a goal! Sheffield Wednesday has scored. And I know who the hell put that one in, but Sheffield, it was, like I said, they had to get that one absolutely perfect this time. And Ingleson at the back, Ingleson at the near post. And just trying to listen what the radio said to that one.
Good play down the right hand side.
It was a back post tapping.
For Wednesday has come down the right hand side, and Jan Valerie involved, checks back inside, sees Bannon. Ingleson again. It's a midfielder not tracking his run outside left. A beautiful ball in from the Swede. Lowe's there. Masaba too.
Who actually tapped it in? I want to know.
Gibson didn't track his man in low either. No, it didn't. I think Lowe's.
It seemed like Jamal Lowe. I know Ingleson made a really good. This time, Ingleson had a really good cross. This time, Ingleson passed it really, really well. I mean, the radio there saying that it's one of the best he's seen, but Ingleson there, he's been doing some pretty awful passes. He has, and some of the crosses have been dreadful. That one was spot on, and that one was absolutely spot on, and it ends up being Sheffield Wednesday 1. Yeah, it is Jamal Lowe. So Jamal Lowe 1-0. Ingleson threading it through, really perfectly timed, perfectly weighted cross to the back post, and Ingleson was coming in there like a train. And it's a 1-0 to Sheffield Wednesday.
ground twice in a row for a kick down the side of his ankles will not be.
Iorfa, who played a part in that. Iorfa was actually quite far forward. I mean, the whole Wednesday line seemed to sort of see Ingleson being pushed down that far right-hand side. And they also went down the left-hand side ish. And as Ingleson tallied his way into the right-hand side of the box, he sort of he could see the rest of the team coming in to support him on the far side of the box, and it went in. Perfectly timed as Wednesday offside again. That's two offsides I've seen so far.
Every second ball's falling to Wednesday. Maybe going offside against the Gassama. Good save by Hazard in the end, but there is real currency, I suppose.
Jamal Lowe, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about the defender for Wednesday. So I keep saying Jamal Lowe should be defender. I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking Max Lowe. I'm getting the two bloody Lows mixed up, aren't I? Jamal Lowe and Max Lowe. Max Lowe is the defender. I keep thinking of. I keep seeing Lowe coming forward and thinking, hang on a minute, we've got the defender in attack, and of course we haven't. It's the attacker in attack. It's the defender is the other Low. I'm getting when you see the same names, you go, oh God. If you're not used to seeing the actual player's head, face, and body, you're out, aren't you? And I'm a Rotherham fan. I'm not a Wednesday fan, so I can't tell what they look like. Beadle now grabs it in the goal. So that was a sort of gentle push there, but he's happy to go and grab that. With 38 minutes gone, pushed it to Bannon. Bannon couldn't get to that, and it goes out for a Plymouth throw-in. But realistically, Bannon shouldn't be that far over on the left-hand side. I mean, he was right hugging the line. Usually, he's been playing nearer the middle, behind Windus and the other Low. So we got Iorfa now in his own left-hand corner. And tries crossing it, but Sissoko grabbed that one. What can Sissoko do with it? Because Sissoko now, Ogbita, Sissoko, Ogbita, Sissoko, Tijani. I wouldn't give it to him, and he gives it to Max Lowe. So Max Lowe can now confidently come forward with Sheffield Wednesday. I think if I was Plymouth, I would be removing Tijani. Tijani to me is just not cutting it. Tijani is where all the balls are disappearing. As Jamal Lowe, the right one, is in the middle, and he's coming forward over the halfway line, passes it to Gassama. Can he do a quick 1-2? No, he can do it. Ingleson on the goal. Gibson grabs it from him. And I tell you what, that was a timely interception by Gibson. Gibson could have, if Gibson had missed that, you've got deja vu of the last goal, I think. And he'll get it over to Paulson. Paulson on the right-hand side for Plymouth. And Paulson will now try and push this one forward. Decides to play it back into midfield. And we'll try and just slow the pace down a little. So Plymouth are still working on that sort of, we'll go back. We'll back to Hazard again. And we'll try and build it from the back. Forshaw's had a few bits of a heavy tackle on him so far. I don't know how he's coping with it. Musaba can build for Wednesday as they lose the ball in the Wednesday half. Pushes it forward to Musaba with a 1-2, and then Musaba sees it trickle over for a throw-in to Wednesday, sort of nearish to the box, so he probably could get a decent one in from there, but I think he'll do it short, and he has done it short to Windass. It looked like he was going to do it short. Cross it to Iorfa. Windass has done a quick run there, and he's grabbed it in the centre circle. Bernard, I'd hope that he gives it back to Windass, who's trying to push his way, but Bannon, and then pushes it to Musaba in the left-hand corner. You need to get it out. Get it in. It's too long. Again, too long. Valerie goes on the far side. Jamal Lowe, can he do something with it in the corner? He could do something there, but he's just been blocked. Nope. I don't think it really was a foul. No, it wasn't a foul. They're carrying on. Musaba on the far left-hand side. Max Lowe there, I think he thought he'd been fouled, and he's just like, "Oh, I want a penalty," but then nothing was given. It just gets Musaba. Musaba passes it back. Tajani grabs it in the Wednesday half, but I mean it's Musaba. Ingleson just takes it off him like a sugar. Whittaker has had a shot. Ingleson actually lost the ball. Whittaker had a blatant we'll try and curl it into the far corner, but it's pretty much rubbish. And it will be another goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday.
Hangs out. Max Lowe wants to go back with the rest of the back four. He doesn't want to open his body and engage with Whittaker initially. That allows Whittaker to come in.
I'm thinking Max Lowe and Jamal Lowe. I've really got to get these two sorted out in my head, because I can't be having too low. I don't know how many people who watch this or watch it afterwards see, oh, come on, you know which Lowe's at the front. No, I don't. I really don't. Valerie, Forshaw's grabbed it off him this time. Forshaw.
But they're not putting any sort of pressure on the ball. No. Baffling approach at times. See how they can hang in there with a 1-0 deficit until half time as Forshaw goes wide.
Yeah, I mean, the radio they're saying, I'm not quite sure what the Plymouth idea is, because it's like when they went on the far side there up to halfway line. I'm saying that they need to get this ball forward, and oh no, we'll not. We'll pass it back to midfield, pass it back into the goalkeeper. And it seems to be a bit of an odd thing. They seem to be slowing it down as if they're wanting to get, we need to get into half time at 1-0 down. No, you need to get into half time at 1-1. You know. I mean, we can't say anything. We haven't won an away game for 2.5 years. So, Rotherham fans can't say anything on that count. But, Plymouth, looking at their boss, you think you'd have a little bit more nous than to try and keep the reduction down to 1-0. Wednesday throw, and again it's on the far side from me, and it's very short. And on the Wednesday left, they seem to be doing short throw-ins, short corners, and then when you come to the opposite side, it's different. Wednesday give a free kick away to Plymouth in the Plymouth half.
Acknowledge the fact that there wasn't much in that, but not enough to not get a card. The referee suggesting that Lowe knew what he was doing, left the body in on purpose.
Lowe gets a card for Wednesday.
You're read for that in rugby. When you contact with the head, it's jumping and it is shoulder onto head. I think to offer us some sort of mitigation.
Tajani loses it in the perfect position there. Tajani, but he loses it to Ingleson, and Ingleson taps it back to Beadle, who pushes it forward, but Connor Hazard can sort that one out. Powelson grabs it back to Hazard, and Hazard can just tap it forward. And we'll play it around the back. We've had 46 minutes, and we've got another 2 minutes left. As Windass grabs it, Windass runs into the middle. Windass gives it to Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe on the edge of the box. Jamal Lowe cuts it back. Bannon to Valerie. Oh, that was a chance miss there. Valerie Oh, back to Bannon, and Galway grabs that one nice and gently and gives it to Giabi. Giabi needs to get this ball out. Well, a minute and a half to survive Plymouth. That seems to be their idea, to just survive this onslaught. But Giabi gives it to Windass. And with a minute and a quarter left, Windass can try and build from the middle of the Plymouth half. Windass is actually on the Windass gives it to Valerie, and Sissoko goes in on him, and Sissoko gets a yellow card for it. So that's.
As well, they're not maybe as hardened campaigners as they had in the past, so he doesn't want to
see where the free kick comes from.
Into them. He wants them to express themselves, but there are
40 seconds left.
Like doing a few basics, tracking your man.
I don't think Wednesday are interested in pushing this one, but they might do. They're on the right hand side. Windass crosses it, but no, not really. Tajani grabs it in the defence. I'm not keen on Tajani. Let's see what he does. 15 seconds. He's just got to the last 15 seconds with the ball in defence, with all these Wednesday players descending on him. I don't trust him whatsoever. And he kicks it out, and it's going to be a Wednesday throw-in. Who gets out for another Wednesday throw-in, and it's half time, and it's Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. We'll leave the radio on, and we shall see you in the second half. We had a good chat. We've had a good first half, and we'll leave you with the radio. We shall see you in
35 minutes. Great ball in by Sparta.
15 minutes. See you in 15 minutes, and have a nice time. Have a beer, have a drink, and go and enjoy yourself.
Plymouth struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. One of the break to the Owls. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta. Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Plymouth struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. One of the break to the Owls. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta. Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Plymouth struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. One of the break to the Owls. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta. Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Plymouth struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. One of the break to the Owls. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta. Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Plymouth struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. One of the break to the Owls. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta. Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut, but Wayne Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been brighter on a debut. Rooney maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the out. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. He was unmarked after doing tracked his runner there was Lowe. They were queued with the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been bright on debut, but maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the outs. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday won, Plymouth 0, and Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. It was unmarked after no one tracked his run, and there was Lowe. They were queued up at the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been bright on debut, but maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the outs. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday won, Plymouth 0, and Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. It was unmarked after no one tracked his run, and there was Lowe. They were queued up at the back post. Lowe, the race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far. Sissoko's been bright on debut, but maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the outs. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday won, Plymouth 0, and Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal Lowe with the goal. 35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. It was unmarked after no one tracked his run, and there was Lowe. They were queued up at the back post.
Oh, what did we have from yesterday? Very interesting championship game.
The game so far. Sissoko's been bright on debut, but maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk.
Sheffield United did pretty much what I expected.
35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. It was unmarked. No one tracked his run, and there was Lowe.
Leeds United were pretty. I thought Leeds United were pretty poor, to be honest.
Maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the outs. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday won, Plymouth 0, and Wednesday deservedly ahead. Jamal
My one to watch, Portsmouth, did pretty good, I thought. Yeah. I would say Portsmouth looked every bit good for their money. Every bit.
35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side. It was unmarked after no one tracked his run, and there was Lowe.
When you think about it, it wouldn't take much for Wednesday to be top of the league by the end of the day. I think 2 more goals and they'd be top of the league.
Maybe has to dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the outs. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday won, Plymouth 0.
Because Blackburn's 4-2 puts them top, I think, doesn't it?
35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson from the right-hand side.
Sure it does.
Tracked his run, and there was Lowe. They were queued up at the back post. Lowe, race toe poking home. Both have struggled to really get into the game so far.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at some of the games before we start the start this one.
Dig deep for a big team talk. 1-0 break to the outs. Half-time at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday.
Cardiff City 0, Sunderland 2. Sunderland. I mean, I think that was a pretty much battle of nothing there. Not particularly exciting game. Hull versus Bristol was another one of those not exciting games, I'm afraid. Hull City were the best, but not by a great deal. Bristol City weren't really.
35 minutes, great ball in by Sparta Ingleson
No.
from the right-hand side. It was unmarked. No one tracked his run.
I mean, I think Cardiff Sunderland actually had. Didn't they have most of the? I'm sure stats. Yeah. See, Cardiff had 65% of possession, and yet with 36% possession, Sunderland managed to get 2 goals and win the game. I think Millwall-Watford game, Millwall 2, Watford 3 was amazing. Mainly because I wouldn't have thought that Watford would be able to score 3 goals. I don't see where they're going to come from, but yeah, hell, they They did. West Brom played well against QPR. I remember QPR were actually playing good football. So actually, that wasn't too bad a result for West Brom. Stoke City, Coventry. Coventry fans were thinking they were going to win that one because they were playing so well in close season, and they ended playing so well. They expected Stoke to a lot of people expect Stoke to be in the bottom half. Stoke City attacked that quite well. Coventry had most of the possession, but Stoke City had most of the shots. So you have to sort of think. I always say you don't win games by having possession. You win games by having shots, and that means Stoke City should win it, and they did. Any others? We got Borough 1, Swansea 0. I really expected that to be more than that. I really did. And would you believe Leeds 3, Portsmouth 3? I wouldn't. We have Friday. Friday we had that amazing Blackburn 4, Derby 2. And I really can't see where Derby's wins are going to come from, because if they can't beat Blackburn on the first day after they've had a shit end of season, I really don't know what they're going to do. But then if you say that about them, then we obviously only had a Preston 0, Sheffield United 2, and you would have expected that to be greater. So we're going to be going with the second half any minute now, as in fact they have started. With Windass is now on the left-hand side, pushes it forward. Hazard grabs it in the box, and it's straight on the front foot for Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday straight out there onto the front foot. Connor Hazard taps it to Galloway, and Galloway taps it to the left for Ogbeta. Ogbeta now.
Valerie, you're for Bernard and Lowe. Bannon and Ingleson in midfield. Lovely assist from those goals from Ingleson.
Gives it to Windass, grabs it on the left. Now what's Gibson grabs it, pushes it forward, but Valerie grabs it on the opposite side. So Wednesday can now go from Valerie to Gassama. Gassama now into that corner area on the right hand side. Gassama passes it back, and Bannon has a shot, and Bannon was blocked, and Bannon has a second shot, and it's just blocked again, and Ogbeta could try and do something with it in the box, but panics and pushes it straight out for a Sheffield Wednesday corner. And corner kick to Sheffield Wednesday.
Valerie was a mile offside. That's why the Plymouth players all stopped. Once again, though, no one really marking Bannon. JB had 4 shots switched off. Bannon's first shot
corner.
Kind of a stab,
probably be a long one from this side if I'm right into the box. And he off, I guess, and he cracks it just wide, but somehow manages to ricochet and stay in, and Ogbeta grabs it. Poor old Ogbeta grabs it again before it goes out. And he's trying to
doing the right thing, I think. Safety first.
Yep, safety first, kicks it out, and it's another Wednesday corner.
Swansea man. Defender.
Wednesday do another corner. And we're really cornering it mad here, aren't we? And 2 corners in the first couple of minutes for Sheffield Wednesday as Ogbeta grabs it again. Ogbeta is doing an absolutely stunning job there. Gives it to Connor Hazard. Here, have it. Take it. I don't want it. And Connor Hazard can now try to do something with it. Hopefully get people away before he gets rid of it. But Galloway pushes it forward, and Valerie grabs it in the centre circle, and Valerie's now going to just No, he isn't actually. He's lost it. Sirko gives it to Bundo, pushes it through to Bundo. What can Bundo do? Bundo's in the middle of he's approaching the box, gets to the box, shifts it left to Obita. Obita just outside the box now. Obita tries pushing it across to the other side far too long, and it goes out for a Wednesday throw-in.
That was wrong club, if you like, as soon as he struck it over the bar, whipped back in, but has beaten the line.
Beating the line, he's beaten everybody. He's gone straight out for a corner on the opposite side. For a throw-in on the opposite side. Windass grabs it. Bannon pushes it forward, but Galloway grabs it on the right-hand side. He's doing a fair bit of running, Galloway. Galloway's a lot of running. And comes back in, and Gassama has a shot and from absolutely nowhere, and Gassama's shot rebounds back, and it rebounds back to Valerie, and Valerie gives it to Ingleson. It's exactly the same where they got the goal from, and Ingleson tries to pass it back, and is it Bannon? Tries to still in the attack, but Ingleson's pass wasn't quite controlled as easy.
Wednesday one though, Jamal Lowe. Harrison was playing, everyone on side. It was good play by
Jamal Lowe. I think it was eventually got it over the line. Short goal kick there for some strange reason, and they panic and give it out to Valerie for Wednesday on their right hand side. I mean, that was just a waste of goal kick. Wednesday push it forward, and offside yet again.
Just because the lack, I know you can maybe inspire with words and get a tune out of your team, but such was the lack of quality, I thought we might maybe get an alteration. But offside here against Sheffield Wednesday will help Plymouth settle down.
Put that one back in.
The game plan is, I think Sheffield Wednesday have been the better team. Just purely on effort.
Yeah, Wednesday are offside again.
A little bit more, and that often can count for a lot when there's not that much between the two teams. But
so
I think overall,
Connor Hazard will take it this time. Push it up to Tajani. Long kick to Tajani. Tajani manages to get it, which is quite amazing because Tajani's been pretty poor. So gives Iorfa a tug as he tries getting round him, but Iorfa grabs the ball from him and tries running away from him. Yeah, I'm not kidding. And Iorfa gives it to Lowe. Pushes it to Ingleson on the opposite side. Ingleson on the opposite side. Then he runs to the opposite side of the box, isn't he? He really is quite versatile, isn't he? The Swede. Pass it back to Bundu. Bundu gets it. Intercept. I like Bundu. Bundu keeps intercepting it, but he loses it to Gassama. Gassama gives it to Masaba. Cross it to the middle for Ingleson. Ingleson's becoming my man of the match at the minute. Him and Bannon are doing quite well. The 1-2s together. And Jamal has a shot and it cracks against, and it comes back and it's a goal again. How the devil did Jamal Lowe do that?
If it's going to stand, I think it is. Lowe nodded in. Galloway nodded it home, but through his own goal.
Yeah, Jamal Lowe had a shot and it ricocheted back and somehow, and then it's Galloway that's got it and shoved it in his own net. It's now Sheffield Wednesday 2, Plymouth 0.
And he had about 20 yards in front of him to run into. Why? Someone didn't tell him to drive into space. He lost the ball 4 or 5 passes later. The ball's in the box. I thought it was offside at first. That looks like he possibly was.
So that was a bit of a mishmash there, guys. I don't know where on earth Galloway thought he was doing it. I mean, he had loads of time to kick that one out and get it away, but he just sort of...
It hits him right in the bush. He's not looking, bless him. But
in the net. If he had time, he would. He had time. He could have just stepped back and seen it coming. And
I'm sure there'll be Sheffield Wednesday fans listening, watching in the ground today that will say they didn't get enough of that last season. Enough strokes to get them.
Sheffield Wednesday, anyway.
When things are going wrong, the opposite can be said. For Wayne Rooney. I thought there would have been a bit more.
Sheffield Wednesday 2, Plymouth 0, and this is to take the lead in the championship. So now we have a chance for Sheffield Wednesday to make the top of the league. So Sheffield Wednesday could be first in the championship, top of the championship, above Sheffield United. He passes it back, and it's Musaba who cracks it, and again it's blocked, and it comes back out. And
it should be 3-0. It's not going to be, though. Musaba, all the time in the world, he won't only side foot towards the near post. If he runs onto that and puts his foot through it, he scores there, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure if the goalkeeper was diving in slow motion here either.
I'm not sure the goalkeeper was diving in slow motion.
That was why.
Okay, Hazard to Beadle to Hazard. Yeah, that's interesting. And then Hazard to Ingleson. Okay, Ogbeta grabs it, gives it away to Gassama. Gassama now on the right-hand side, gives it to Jamal Lowe. Far too good. Jamal Lowe runs it to the middle of the box, and he can have a shot from here. Impressive. Oh, that went out. It was just too tight an angle.
Thought about going down there under pressure from Galloway. Lowe still going.
Plymouth goal kick anyway, but nearly 3 and 4-0 there.
There's no urgency about Plymouth. No press on the ball on 3 occasions at least. They had opportunities.
I think looks like a Sheffield Wednesday may cause Plymouth to collapse here. How on earth they managed to hit that off a Sheffield Wednesday player, but it's certainly a Plymouth throw-in on the far side. As Plymouth try and push it in.
I wouldn't count that as an assist, but he'll get it. If I had it in my contract, I would have. It was a payment coming.
Bundu.
Yeah, great header. But
Hazard pushes it forward, and again Valerie grabs it, but just couldn't control it, and it goes out for a Plymouth throw-in on their left-hand side. Plymouth now.
With a pursuit to be a top half team, you are going to find there's a couple of changes coming here. Hardy's got one of the years, and like I said, they just need
come on, Plymouth, get it in the on the pitch.
I guess if you're a Plymouth fan, you're a bit passive. You're reacting to a second.
Gives it to Iorfa. Oh dear. Tajani actually managed to intercept that, but then gives it back to Iorfa again. Megabi steps in and says, "Sod this, I'm going to take it from both of you." Bit mishmashy now. It's getting a little bit League 1, League 2 style. Gayabi.
Well, he'd be a good fit to play a right back. Palson's struggled a bit. He looks like he's listed as a centre half. When I've seen him before, he's played centre half. He has played in the right back.
Midfield at the minute. Plymouth just trying to slow it down.
How to position himself as a full back, and he's been caught out a few times. So
let's see what's happening.
We'll have a look. Right is going to come on. Bundu, who we've mentioned, I mentioned him once each. Yeah, Bundu, he's struggled. It's actually going to be Ogbeta who's going to be replaced by Barley Mumba.
Ogbeta replaced by Barley for Plymouth.
I would imagine it was Tiani who is going to be replaced by Ryan Hardy. Yes, it is. Ogbeta,
Tajani for Harding. I would take Tajani off. I think Tajani's been absolutely dreadful. Right, Palson. Let's see if taking Tajani off makes any difference whatsoever. Tajani has been pretty much pretty dreadful, to be honest. I think Tajani's been effectiveness, spineless. Am I really going to say that? I'll only say that because there's nobody on the line. But yeah, spineless and effectiveness.
Needs at the moment
I think getting Tajani off may have something to do with it. May get something now as Musaba and Bannon and Bernard have a nice triangulation between each other. Go Beal, and then across to Iorfa. Ingleson, they're really quite back. Valerie passes it forward to Valerie. Valerie's running across the halfway line. What's he going to do? Is he going to get anybody to stop him? Is the question. Yep, they're going to leg him over.
For me, Valerie's obstructing Mumba there, and then it's because he plays the ball. He's one of just doing fouls. It's a poor call. What you're supposed to do, you're playing football. I mean, he's holding. I think Valerie's put his head down.
Whatever way, it's a free kick to Wednesday, isn't it?
It's a legitimate attempt to win it for Valerie, but then he just goes, well, I'll tell you what, actually, he's just thrown himself to say, I've been kicked in the ribs. Well, if you're laid on the floor, you are going to get tickled now and again. It's as simple as that. I don't know.
Your radio there saying, if you lay on the floor, you are going to get kicked now and again. So Windass is going to take it, I think.
Right centre, 30 yards out. High line again by Plymouth.
Oh, far side. It was either it was either a poor cross that went far too long, or it just couldn't control it, and Beal got it, and then Jamal Lowes managed to stop it going out of their right hand side for a corner for a throw in, and
can't believe it.
He's crossed it, but Bernard right in the middle, but he does that one, totally miss it, and it'll be a goal kick to Plymouth.
Is the offer coming in? That's Bernard who beats him to it, the central defensive colleague, but he heads over the bar. Yeah, I can't really pick up that ball.
Yeah, headed over the bar. That one could have been another chance for another goal. 30 minutes left. And we have.
I mean, Rooney sat down giving out instructions. I don't even think the man next to him could hear it. I don't want to be harsh because at the end of the day, I'm not out in this job for anyone to.
Plymouth throwing on Plymouth's right, and then Iorfa taps it out again for another Plymouth throwing on this time in the Wednesday half. Again on the Plymouth right. Don't think he can quite reach the box from there.
Things may improve, but then you put an awful lot of pressure on your three subs. But the game has been won and lost with a bit of effort.
Max Lower grabs that one.
Just looks so scared at the back.
Up to Windass. He's penned against the line there. So where's Windass going to go? He's going to get back to Max Lowe. Tries crossing it to Bannon. Whittaker just grabs it, but Bannon manages to take it from him, and Bannon now can try and give it to Gassama, and he does. Gassama now can try and I think he'll probably try this side, the right hand side. Will he give it to Iorfa?
Fouled. Must be so frustrating to watch. It's almost like you're playing a video game and you've got your controls wrong at the moment for Plymouth, because everyone's just a yard out of position. Well, it's that, and there is a button you can play on a controller game where all the defenders run to the same ball, which is exactly coincidentally what Plymouth just did.
All Plymouth went for the same ball.
Yeah. Drop the shoulder and turn inside. Everybody was running up well.
I think it's a big Gassama free kick from the back there. The question is where's this free kick from the Wednesday half going to go? They're going to go forward to Bernard, and Bernard has another header, but it's just not. No. Not really.
He's allowed to bounce. It's a free header for Bernard at the back post, and awkward when they bounce up in front of him. He could only head it out.
Yeah, another poor header.
Moves away quite sheepishly. Maybe he feels he should have done a bit better there. He was staring at the ground as he ran away. But
Hazard gives it to back to Hazard again. Back to Forshaw. Forshaw now can try and do something with it.
pressure. Sheffield Wednesday again did that. I think they've done that well today.
So at the minute, it's all Sheffield Wednesday. Right to Valerie. Valerie tries a cross, but Gibson with one touch cross pushes it to the other side to Whittaker and Palson. Palson now gives it to Wright. Right now on the right-hand side for Plymouth. Oh dear. So Plymouth now. Whittaker pushes it all the way across the left-hand corner with Sissoko. Sissoko now has got a sea of blue shirts. I'm not going to do much with that. And it's tries crossing it over, but just a poor cross.
Over the cross, over the 6-yard box towards the back post.
But it's out for that poor across. It's gone out for a Wednesday throw in on the far side.
The hosts who will be very happy with things as they stand.
64 minutes and Wednesday a throw in.
Camera focuses on Adam Forshaw.
Barry Bannon back to Beadle. Beadle tries pushing it through the middle, but Beadle gives it to Palson. But Ingleson goes it and he taps it to try and get a through pass, I think, for the striker there. But unfortunately, Hazard grabs it and gives it to Galway.
Kasama, the Bali Mumba, right foot of playing left back. He just looked a bit awkward with his body position there.
So Mumba, who's been pretty average, gives it to Palson. Palson's been pretty average, and he gives it away to Whittaker. Somebody else who gives it to Whittaker. Whittaker then gives it back to Palson. Gibson, it's a good job Whittaker got it back there, actually, because it would have been dangerous. Gibson, one of my good players, crosses it perfectly, but Windass grabs it from the guy. And Windass can now build on the left-hand side. Pass it back to Valerie. I offer Bernard on the opposite side. They're doing the usual. Back, trying to just probe from side to side now. Wednesday, just trying the perfect little usual championship style. Push it up, probing run again for Ingleson. Now, can Ingleson do anything with this with the ball? He can give it to Windass, but then Windass loses out to Forshaw, right in the corner, in the right-hand corner for Wednesday. And Forshaw can tap it back to Mumba, and Mumba somehow lose it to Jamal Lowe. Lowe just couldn't control it well enough, and Gibson manages to gather that one and toe tap it across for a bit more of an easier job for the Plymouth defence. So we're in the Plymouth defence again, and we can try to get a little bit more of a game going for Plymouth, but and with the radio here, it seems to be a little bit. It's looking like Plymouth are. They have another substitution for Plymouth.
Quite enjoyed it, I have to say.
So we're hanging on for the Plymouth substitution.
Come on and give them a bit of additional vibrancy. And we're going to have another refreshment break.
Refreshment break? I thought that was only in the Olympics.
Down in South Yorkshire. It's in the Belgium studio commentary. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Plymouth 0.
Peterborough 0.
Wednesday still to make.
I think the radio got it wrong there, guys. Radio's just said it's Sheffield Wednesday 2, Peterborough 0, but never mind.
And Palmer still to feature. Only one left for Plymouth. Randall Sucks, who came in the summer. Hugo Teleguazelo.
Still waiting for the substitution to be made.
Now, unused, Wayne Rooney's, he's not barking out the orders, he's keeping his cool.
Wayne Rooney keeping his cool. I can't believe that.
Signals is want the ball and hit the channels by the looks of it. Seem to be, I think someone as high profile. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. One of the best to do it. He was a sensational.
Just having a water break at the minute. If anybody's wondering why we're keeping quiet, it's the second half water break for the guys. It's nice and warm and sunny in South Yorkshire, and they're having a bit of a break. They've just seemed to finish now. Plymouth can carry on with that throw-in, and we can. Galway. Gibson gives it to Galway. Where isn't he? Oh, Galway lose it to Gassama. Seems to run round him, but Galway grabs it back. Was a fair old tackling. This is Gassama and Galway having a good old ding-dong battle down there in the corner. Gassama seems to have run away with it. Look backwards, so he's had to come back. And he just couldn't get that one, and it goes out for a Plymouth throw, but Plymouth throw it long, and it goes to Iorfa in the midfield. Bernard, Valerie, Gassama, Windass now on the edge of the centre circle. Ingleson, Bannon, they're all grouped together right by the far edge of the centre circle. As pass it to back end for Masaba. Masaba runs through and it's a poor shot. And it can be a Plymouth. Just wide of the upright. The ball just poor shot. I think Wednesday would be. Yeah, they could do with getting that one on target. If they got that one on target, that could have been a decent chance at another third goal. As we go, Plymouth goalkeeper.
I wouldn't be so harsh on yourself, Jack, because if you could be as wasteful as Masaba.
Windass managed to get that. He gives it to Lowe and then just kicks it in, but Masaba grabs the cross, taps it to Hazard, and hopefully Hazard will just. No, it doesn't. It gives it to Giabi gently out into the midfield. And let's turn that back on.
To hit the target of this, but again, he's electric. Him and Gassama will cause defenders some issues. They've got a nice flow of an attack, haven't they, with Lowe as well.
So Sheffield Wednesday at the minute are 100-1 on to win this. Plymouth to win is 80-1 against. So 1 out of every 80 games that Plymouth would actually win this. I'm not quite sure how they work that one out. Palson, there must be a few bets for Plymouth. As Palson gives it, he's run past him and again gives it to Forshaw. Then Forshaw tiptoes his way, but now with Galway, lose it to Valerie. Was Valerie going to give it to Ingleson? Yes, he does. He gives it to Ingleson. And Ingleson can now try and build down the left. 1-2 with Valerie. Ingleson plays his 1-2, gets it back, pushes it forward, but Mumba is right on the box ready to gather it for Plymouth.
Veterans shake hands in midfield. He's done him a favour there as well.
Number there?
That was going to be a yellow card. He kind of shook hands straight away and
clears it out.
Better of it.
I offer back to Beadle. Bannon.
Respecting each other, isn't it?
Wednesday's Bannon pushes it forward. Ingleson in a really good position. Can he? No, he goes backwards instead to Gassama. There seem to be just Masaba has a shot there. I mean, again, we seem to be seeing Masaba. I mean, little bits of peppered shots and could have done better than that. Yeah, wasteful effort indeed, as the radio said there. Masaba could have cut that back and been less me and it's a wasted shot. But we're seeing the same sort of plan from Ingleson. Ingleson goes down somewhere near the outside of the left part of the box as Max Lowe seems to have got a clatter there as soon as he passes it out. But yeah, Ingleson gets it on the right hand side of the box and then down the right hand side and then immediately cross it in. At the beginning, for the beginning 25 minutes, those crosses were pretty poor. Those crosses were really far too weighted and far too long. But very quickly he managed to get his strength and his delivery really, really spot on. And that first goal was just absolutely sublime. The weight on it was perfect. The positioning of it was perfect. And it went straight to that back post, absolutely spot on. And there was no way on earth that I mean, it was a bit of a tussle in the box, I think, but there was no way he was going to get it, keep it out. It was in the back of the net for Sheffield Wednesday, 1 Plymouth 0. The second goal, you have to see that one. It's I still don't know how the hell it happened, because the shot went in and then came back out, and then the shot went across, and that doesn't look good for Jamal Lowe. It was from the foul ages ago, wasn't it? Yeah. So it looks like Jamal Lowe's coming off. He had a tackle a while back, and I think he got knocked in the sort of melee of getting ready for the goal kick, and somehow he's sort of not very good. But yeah, the second goal, when it came back out, it went in, and somehow the goalkeeper managed to hit the goalkeeper on the head, and he just headed it in his. It's Galway, wasn't it? It hit Galway, and Galway it went straight in the net. Galway scored that one. But he didn't see it coming. But the thing was, there was loads of space in front of him. He could have stepped back and he could have done anything with that ball as it came in, not just stand there and head it in the net. So, no, I don't know. There were plenty of things that could happen. That second goal was certainly a weird one. Have a look at it, see what you think, and make a comment. Yeah, come back and make a comment, please do. Because I'm a bit puzzled by that one. Hazard, blimey, Hazard, what are you doing giving it to Windass? I mean, just roll it to Windass, for God's sake, at the edge of the box. Kabaki. Kabaki.
Johnson into the area he goes. Mumba couldn't get goal side at first. He's actually done very well, Mumba. To the last second get back.
Mumba managed to cut that one out quite nicely. Kabashi could have done better there, but Mumba just came in and just cut the ball out there. He tried to push it rather than make a shot. It's Wednesday corner. Gayabi gets it. Ayofa, Kabaki, middle of the box. No. Hazard manages to get over him somehow and punch the ball out, and Mumba is now with it to try and clear it down Plymouth's left. Does Kayaka? I think how you say it, Kabachi is. He just doesn't seem to have the confidence. I think if he gets the confidence, he could play really well. But at the minute, I mean, I know it's quick. He's not been there long, but he's just not got that confidence at the front. Now, where he should have just hit it sweetly first time, and instead he decides to kick it back and loses it. And you think, you're not a passer. You need to get that ball in the net. You're right next to the goal line. Give it some welly and get it on target most of all. And that's twice. That's twice that he's chosen the second option of passing it rather than shooting. I know Wednesday 2-0 up. I know that he's likely thinking it doesn't really matter. We've already won it. But as the ball goes up to Isaka in the Wednesday box. You can see, it's not over yet. Poor pass, poor cross. We seem to get they seem to go up the far left, and then they Plymouth cross it from there. It's always way too long or way too hard, and again it's just curls away and out. And Wednesday throwing, Wednesday goal kick, and they're actually tapping it around in the penalty box. Almost too nonchalantly, because actually one of them's overhit it and it's gone straight out for a Plymouth throw-in on the far side. You tried a little bit too hard there, guys. Is there another goal coming? I think if there is, it's from Windass, or from Ingleson himself. I'd like to see Ingleson for his sheer effort and balls to get one, but probably I'll go for Ingleson. I think Ingleson may be able to get one here. Galway gathers it in the centre circle, tries running backwards, pushes it to the left-hand side, and Wednesday kick it out for a throw-in to Plymouth, and Plymouth will have a short term. A long throw-in, and to someone, and then he passes it into Windass, and Windass has a shot, and it bounces, it gets parried away by the goalkeeper, and then it's Johnson. They're calling him Johnson, or they come that one, that Kabachi thing. No, it isn't Kabachi. See, again, Kabachi could have done that. He could have. Yeah. Beadle, Bernard, they're actually not bothered now. Wednesday seem to be settling for the 2-0 win. Bannon, Ingleson. See, Ingleson now is playing on the halfway line. This isn't where he was playing. Bannon slightly forward. Iorfa, Bernard. And they're showing that they rule the entire midfield here. They're just literally all the way across the fields. I look at the screen there, and they're just doing this, kicking it across midfield, round and round. Eventually trying to push it down the left-hand side, and they get a throw-in quite close to the flag on the left-hand side. And we'll see where this one goes. As Masaba grabs it on the near the box and pulls it back, and it's another Wednesday goal. It's 3-0. Masaba, I said Masaba was just on the edge of the box. He passed it back nonchalantly to Windass. Did I say Windass was going to score? I said that was the other option. And Windass just said, "Thank you, Masaba. Back of the net, here we come." And it's Sheffield Wednesday 3, Plymouth Argyle 0.
No chance. The original throw went to Windass, played to Masaba. Again, they just don't know where he is there. 4 short, and JB, no one seems to be looking at him. Masaba cuts it back nicely from the byline, and Windass gets himself in ahead of Forshaw and fires home. Yeah.
Oh, Forshaw fires home. Windass, I got it wrong. Windass must have tapped it to him then. Oh, it was Windass that put it in, and Forshaw that gave it with it, sort of like step back, but he didn't. Forshaw stepped back and hit it in the net. Ah. Well, we're back with Connor Hazard.
Are being lined up here. It's all smiles, and it's amazing what a plan will do for you in football.
Hardy to Giabi.
In the stands with his son doing the business. And of course, early impressions are that Sheffield
substitution for Wednesday. Of course, now that does mean that there's a certain team that is top of the league, I believe. Let's just have a quick check of that, because I don't want to say it and be totally wrong, even though nobody's listening. But if I just look at the game with 82 minutes gone, 83 and a half minutes gone, Sheffield Wednesday are indeed top of the league with 3 points, 3 goal difference. And who's top of the league? Sheffield Wednesday.
That website is team sheet lineup to get the ratings nowadays.
So Whittaker for Plymouth gives it away to Jamal Lowe, and Jamal Lowe's in the defensive area. Hang on, I thought Jamal Lowe was off injured. I don't get that. Hang on a minute. I'm going to have to go for the lineups. I thought Jamal Lowe was off. Oh, it's the other Lowe that was off injured, Max Lowe.
Gets it down the right-hand side and a poked effort into the middle. It's blocked away at the very last second by Adam Forshaw. This time better reading it, full balance.
So with Max Lowe off injured, it's going to be quite difficult for Wednesday, I think, in future. But at least they've got Jamal Lowe still in there. As Wednesday have a corner now. Can they make it 4-0? That was a bloody good piece of 1-2. Mumba cross back. Windass just stepping over it and straight in the back of the net. It's brilliant work there by Wednesday. As Plymouth now try to. Kabachi's grabbed that one, and it was a good job. Whittaker had his eyes on him, because he was right in the middle of the box, and he kicks it out. But only as far as Valentin now for Sheffield Wednesday gives it back to Kabachi, and Kabachi gives it to Ingleson, who passes it to Masaba, the guy that did all the work in that third goal. But he loses it to Palsson, which is rather strange. He's been quite good, Masaba. Gets crossed in, and Whittaker has a very poor shot, and that's probably gonna. It had more chance of harming the pigeons above the stand. Bye ball. That's probably Plymouth's only shot of the half as well, which it hit the I'd say seagull, but they're nowhere near the sea. I'll say the Sheffield pigeon that was too close to Hillsborough. And there you go, goal kick now for Sheffield Wednesday when they get the ball back from the roof. Do you think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. It was probably closer to the goal outside the gate, outside the ground near the barracks. Anyway, joking aside, Forshaw, Smith grabbed it, but Gibson grabs it back from him in the centre circle, gives it to Giabi. Giabi's not really been doing anything. Has a poor shot from about 20-30 yards, and again, the only thing that's going to hit is the locals, the local guy that's walking past the near the near post. You arse, nowhere near the near post. Sometimes you listen to the radio and you think, that's not what I just seen. So we're back with another goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday. So I can at least Plymouth are starting to push back. It is on 87 minutes and 24 seconds, but hey, on Wednesday this must be Wednesday's last substitution. As they make them up.
Yeah, Pam's been there for what seems like an age. As we get to the final few minutes, 3-0. time left where Rooney.
So let's have a look.
To the cup. I often feel like the EFL Cup with it being so close.
So Windass has come off. Gassama's come off. Ingleson's just come off. Valerie's come off, and Maxlow came off a while ago. I believe that was an injury, though. Yeah, I think that was an injury.
Next weekend's game at home to Hull, of course, first home game.
Foreshore now.
Yeah, the way things are going,
Cross it to Palson. Palson right for Plymouth.
You imagine the home form.
Plymouth now trying to push it up that far right-hand side. Taps it close to Whittaker. Short pass to right. Short pass to Giabi. We're in the middle of the centre circle. Giabi trying to find a way round. Pushes it through to Osaka. Can Osaka get past that wall of blue and white defenders? No, he can't. We pass it back to Gibson. Foreshore, they'll try again. Try down the right-hand side, perhaps Palson. They love that right-hand side. I'm not quite sure why. Gibson back to Hazard. Galloway. And Gibson. Are we actually going to go down the right side or the left side? Try the left side, guys. Why not? Nope. We're going to right side, and Bernard's going to grab it and kick it out for a Plymouth throw in. Sort of near enough to get it into the box. 89 minutes and 29 seconds. We've got at least 3 minutes extra time from one of the injuries. So 89 minutes and 42 seconds as they still wait for to take the throw in for Plymouth. Come on, get on with it. Throw the bloody ball.
It's actually going to go to Jan Valerie, the fullback.
I think it goes short, but it goes short to Beadle and he kicks it forward. Oh dear, gets kicked back like ping pong ball, and Beadle just kicks it out for another Sheffield Wednesday. Another Plymouth throwing. Will you get that away? It's 6 minutes extra time. So we're 90 minutes and 22, and there's 6 minutes extra time as Plymouth attack down the side, their right hand side with Whittaker.
If I was in the car anyway, as here is Wright looking for a way through. So was they giving him too much?
Yeah, I take it you mean Sheffield Wednesday. I've been busy watching the game. It's nice when people speak to me. I just feel so. Whittaker again. Whittaker's made another bloody shot, and I'd swear he's targeting the poor fucking seagull on the top of Hillsborough, because that's about all he's going to hit is a seagull on top of Hillsborough. It really is. Wednesday started quite steadily. It was as if they didn't want to do anything wrong and let them in too quickly. But Plymouth were on the back foot straight away, and all they were doing is trying to soak up the energy. But some of the I'm not going to say goals. I want to include all of the attacks. Some of the attacks have been absolutely phenomenal. They've been really, really well played out. And I'm a Rotherham fan, so I wouldn't be saying that Wednesday are playing well, but they are, and they're playing absolutely great football. Ingleson is absolutely incredible. He made that first one, and the first goal was just. Ingleson had some really shocking crossing, far too long, far too fast, far too hard, and then all of a sudden, the first one I think he got on the Sheffield Wednesday corner now. The first one he gets spot on was a goal, because it was absolutely perfect to that back post, and he's perfectly targeted, perfectly aimed, perfect strength, perfect weight. And there was no way it was going anywhere else. The second one, you just got to see it made no sense that Plymouth had yards of ground to get it out. They didn't, and it crosses to Valentin. Oh, Palson grabs it from him, and it goes in off Galloway's head into his own net, and it's like, and it rebounded. rebounded, came back out, but went back in, bounced off his head and went in the net. So you've got to see the second goal. Just weird. And I've been saying Windass was going to score the third, but unfortunately, oh, Smith! Oh, how the hell did you miss that? Oh, Smith nearly made it there. Smith was nearly 4-0. Oh, late. I think it was Mumba that got that one, stopped that one, and that was a block and a half. And it's out for a Wednesday corner again. But that was nearly 4-0. That was nearly 4. This is a really good game to watch. If you want to watch, if you haven't seen it, you go watch this game. You will absolutely love it. If Wednesday play like this, remember who's top of the league at the minute? It's Sheffield Wednesday, as Jamal Lowe just couldn't get that one on target. Comes in, kicks it, and it's just not. No. And it comes in from the other side. Valentin has a shot, and that one's just off target as well. And it comes back out, and Smith has a fucking Jesus Christ, there'll be pepper in it.
And a pass outside from Valerie to Smith again, looking for a way to go towards goal. He'll shoot himself. Keeper tips it away.
The keeper's having a nightmare here. It is like, well, another shot, bang, another shot. Fucking hell. I mean, okay, if you had each one of those in, it could have been 8-0 by now. But now it's fucking Sheffield Wednesday are just peppering the goal. And I tell you what, the Plymouth goalkeepers, 24 shots for Sheffield Wednesday, 4 in the last 2 minutes. Sheffield Wednesday are determined to get this fourth goal. They got a minute and a bit. Bannon, he just couldn't get it crossed. Galway grabs it from him in the corner. But we've still got Bannon trying to get it off him. He's still pushing him in the corner, trying to get that ball from Galloway. Galloway, the scorer of the second, was it second goal? Third? No, the third Sheffield Wednesday goal. Sheffield Wednesday throw, and he gives it to Smith in the box. Rice first is being crowded out. He's not going to do anything from that. He's going to give it to Masaba on the far side. Kicks it off one of the Plymouth players, and it's going to be a throw-in. Masaba grabs it. Can Masaba cross it as it's coming to good closing time now? Can he get it across? Johnson kicks it. Oh, Smith! Oh, how the hell did you miss that one? It's on target and it's saved. And it's in! It's the goal! 4-0. I don't know how they kept that one out the first time, but the second time it was in the net from 2 yards out.
Smith coming in, and the big centre forward, Michael Smith, taps in to make it Sheffield Wednesday 4-0. That's the worst goal.
I swear there was a ricochet there, but he's saying he just tapped it in. But I swear it looked like more like it went in, came off him, and then came back in and went back out. But Smith was just, it is typical thing, 2 yards out. I mean, he's not going to miss him from 2 yards out. No bloody way. Where it came in, and somehow it just, wow. It was a Masaba one earlier. Yeah, you got the Masaba one just before it, and oh dear Lord. And Hardy now. Jesus. Have we had enough fun here? Because I think that Plymouth, Argyle, if you look at my video, I put them.
Trying to find any source of motivation here to get a goal back for Plymouth as Zaka runs forward, gets the defence panicking.
Yeah, Plymouth played too poorly away from home last year. And Wednesday have always been really good at home, and you're not going to give Smith a 2 yard tap in and not have him score. That's it, full time. 4-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. I think that for Plymouth to do anything, they're going to have to really they're going to have to tidy up that back at that.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap
bloody thing won't
or any other of our exciting markets, it's fun to be involved.
Shut up. Just want to say something about one thing I did notice. If I go into the Plymouth lineup, where is he? Tajani. Every time Tajani got the ball, you lost it. Plymouth lost the ball 90% of the time because Tajani got the ball. Trying to think which side, which half we're looking at. It tended to be on the right-hand side, slightly on the right-hand side. He'd get the ball, and then it just leaves it. But he gets it in the wrong position. So he gets it in positions where he needs to pass. He needs to pass it around the defenders to get into a shot-making situation. That's not what a striker needs to do. And if that's what he's being taught to they want him to do, it's wrong. What you need is the ball to. You need the ball to come through to the striker to be able to have a one or two step and then a shot. And what Plymouth are doing is they're giving it to Tajani in front of the defenders, and then he loses it because he's not a tackler. He's dare I say, he's shit at tackling, especially when he's got the ball. And every time he got the ball and actually managed to get, ready to get into a shooting position, Tajani was just losing it. And the number of times says he better not give it to Tajani, and then obviously you see Tajani, you think, he's lost it, and you think, yeah, I don't know whether you're on here, but to me, you've got to do better at home, and you've got to make sure Tajani gets it in the right position, because if you wanted him to score, you ain't going to get him scoring, giving it him in front of the defenders, because you need to give him a through ball and a through pass through the defenders, or draw the defenders across so that he can run through them. And that's not happening. You're not drawing the defenders across to push Tajani through. You're just giving it to him and say, here, go through the defenders. It's not going to work like that. I've never seen a football club pass it to a striker in front of the defenders every time. Sometimes, we used to do it with Michael Smith, who scored the last goal. But, that's because he was big and strong and weighty, and he could just push his way through the defenders. But Tajani can't do that, and he's not doing it. And I think that showed for me today with the Plymouth side. There were certain players in there that I actually thought were man of the match. And I don't know whether you was here at the beginning, but there were certain players that I could probably pick out, like Giabi. I thought had a good game, but Bundu, I think had a cracking game. But I actually thought Bundu did really well. My man of the match though was Lewis Gibson. My actual man of the match was Lewis Gibson. All the way through, even losing 4-0, I would still give Lewis Gibson the man of the match, because the amount of work he did and the amount of balls he won, and for sheer gall and tenacity, he just seemed to rule the roost on that sort of like left edge of it. And to me, Sheffield Wednesday 4, Plymouth 0 doesn't fully show the story, because Plymouth had some really good times there, but the only person to really try shooting was sort of Whittaker at the end there, and it it was closer to it hitting the bloody pigeon over the top of the game. So we've just seen Sheffield Wednesday 4, put it in the right direction. Plymouth Argyle 0. Sheffield Wednesday are now top of the league, and Plymouth Argyle are bottom. Let's see what happens through the other 45 games. We are into League One and the Championships first week. I've enjoyed today. I hope you've enjoyed this week because it's been a cracking week. I watched the Oxford game against Norwich yesterday, and that was my watch-along game for yesterday. That was a brilliant game. This has been, I would say, a game of two halves. It's been an interesting one. My man of the match actually is actually one of the Plymouth players. Like I say, I mean, I don't know whether you're interested, but yeah, my actual man of the match for sheer goal and tenacity is Lewis Gibson. I thought Lewis Gibson played a cracking game. I think that Sheffield Wednesday are indeed, with Ingleson, are just an amazing player. I don't think I put him as man of the match because I think that Gibson had a more all-round game. His passing ability was good. His tackling ability was good. Whereas Ingleson is just absolutely brilliant at shooting his way through and then crossing it over. Yeah, he's a brilliant player. All-round player today, Lewis Gibson. Best player for shot-making, creativity, style, probably, Ingleson. So I'll go for one from each side. Great game. Hope you enjoyed the watch. I know some of the players, some of the people did here. Enjoy your weekend, and it's John from our sports channel. Over and out. See you next week, guys.